Okay, right, we're ready for part two. Part two of the EDC install from the EDC update from version 5 to 6. Part one covered pretty much the install of MongoDB, and now that we've installed that successfully, we need to update EDC now. Okay, so I can get out my Mongo folder. I know it's all working fine. Now the EDC update, pretty much the same as usual, except for one little detail for this one. There's an extra file in the update file. If I open that file up, the zip file, there's a little file called voca.dat. I need to get that out of here. Right? And the update.exe I take out of here. Right. Now if I go all the way back to my update folder, yeah, I got my zip. Right. The voca.dat goes in the data folder. So I need to drop that in there. Okay, copy it over there. It's in there now. The update.exe has to replace the older one from the bin, in the bin. So I'm gonna put that in there as well. Copy. I want to replace, yes. Okay. And there's a really older one there. I can delete that as well. Okay, I'm kind of ready for the update now. But what we'll do here is, as usual for any normal EDC update, um, although I made sure that, it's 6:13 right now p.m. Everybody should be out of EDC at this point. I'm just going to do a quick check in the task manager, making sure nothing's open for that. It shouldn't be, but looks okay to me anyway. And sometimes you can also check via the computer if you manage the computer, I think. There's a place, this place I always have a hard time finding it. That seems to be different on different servers. I think it's here, is it? There's a place where you can see open files on the server. No, it's not here. File services, maybe? Share? No, it's not that. See, I can't find it on that one. No, sometimes on some servers you can find which files are open, and then you'll see if there's a workstation, for example, that had Docu32 open and stuff, and you can, exit or kind of close the file, if you will. But we're not going to worry about that now. So what I do here, I have to first of all, shut down all the services of EDC. I usually shut down Tomcat as well, which is what I'm going to do. But I'm also just going to do a quick check now. I'm going to open EDC first. Okay. And just see if there's people online. I don't think there should be, but I always kind of do that check first. Oh, connection refused. Interesting. Why would that be? Unless those settings are not right in here. Interesting. Maybe it's not called doc server 1 anymore, this thing. Let's see. What's the name of that computer? Doc server 1. Oh well. Or unless the RPC server is not running. Is it? Oh, it's not running. Look at that. Well, that would explain it. Well, for sure then nobody's online. Okay, so let's shut the other servers down. Okay, I'm also going to shut down Apache. Most of the time it's not needed to do that, but I take the opportunity to kind of restart it anyway. And pervasive is needed for the update, but I restart it too. Make sure it's kind of all fresh and ready to go, Some of those updates are really big updates and they work pervasive in the background quite a bit. So I just want to make sure pervasive's got all his power, if you will, before I run the update. Okay, so pervasive is up, all the other services are down, ready to go. So now I'm going to close my EDC up. Oh, I'm going to need to kill that one. See, because I restarted pervasive while this was up. That's what happens. I should have closed EDC first. I'm just going to go into task manager and kill it. Kill, kill. Okay, there you go. End process. Boom. That's good. Yep. Because of that, I'm just going to restart pervasive again. I'm paranoid. Okay, done. Okay, I'm ready for the update. Now the first things I check when I do the update, usually I just run it straight from the bin here. But for that, before I do that, I just have to make sure my config file, my DCCFG in this folder is set up right. And it looks like it is, that's the path really to all my stuff, ddocudata. So this looks good. Make sure I got that temp it's talking about. EDCRC temp, yeah, I do have that. Yep, so everything looks good here. So I should have no problem at all. So I'll go back to the bin, sort by name just to get my executable. Right click, run as. Okay. Oh, this happens a lot. Sometimes like when you just had open like, because earlier on I opened my Docu32 and I crashed it. So it kind of thinks there's a session in progress. I'm gonna have to kill it via DC lock 32. It happens a lot. So I need to go back into my DC lock here. Got all the little tricks for this update, so it's a good video, I suppose. And I need to kill my session, terminate all session. Yes. Okay, now let's do it right. Okay, I need to go back to my update. Okay, right click, run as admin. Sometimes you're not going to see run as admin, but when I have it, I try to use that. Confirm backup. I hope they do have one, yeah. Okay, and that's it. And then we let it run from there. Takes a minute. Yeah, they didn't update for a while from 5.7 to 6.10. There's going to be quite a few DB updates to do. Some of them may take long, but it shouldn't be too bad, really. Takes a little while to unzip all that. I'm gonna pause it here, the video, in the meantime, to not bore you with all that. I'll be right back. Okay, it finished unzipping its thing, and then the first thing it prompted me was this. This are what are called the DB updates. There's a few of them. Basically, in general, it's just a matter of going next, next, next. So, okay, and it tells you what the update is about. I go next. Okay, that was very quick. Finished. And this is something you'll see a lot in EDC updates. And whenever there's DB updates, like right now, if you just look at the screen, you're going to be confused, like nothing's happening. Why, But at the bottom, the new DB updates appeared right in the taskbar there. You kind of have to click on it. On some servers, it pops right up, but most of the time it doesn't. You have to go click on there in the bottom to make it appear, and then go next. Same thing like that, and we go along all of those until they're all done. You still have to kind of really read a little bit though what the update says, because sometimes there's some important things on there for you to do as well. And in this one, there's a few actually in this update. So it's common to all those from version 5 to 6 updates. So Like here's nothing special. Click next. Okay, not a big deal for us at this point. I'm just going to click next. It's updating the dictionary here, and that might take a little while. In general, it's not too long though. Here we go. Okay, we'll repair. Okay, edocs repository done. Okay, this part is pretty important. This is a specific encryption key for the electronic documents that are going to get stored in this new version, with MongoDB in it. You need to keep that key. So what I usually do is I just, I copy it, and then I go paste that into the notes right here of the customer. I put a little note here, say edocs key, and I paste the key right in there, and I save that. Once the update will be done, I need to tell Natalie that the key is in for this customer, because she also needs to send a real paper document to them with that key in there so they don't lose it. So on each update from version 5 to 6, you have to advise Natalie about that key. Okay, so then I go next. Let's put that back in full screen. Okay. Okay, this is pretty important too. EDC needs the administrator email for EDC for them, and you can just choose whoever from that company that you're working on at the moment, whoever you think is the most important to get that email from. Me, in this case, I'm going to send it to her here. So I copy her email address so that when I go next here, I can just paste it right in there. Okay, and go OK. Completes this one. Okay, so the DB updates are done. Now EDC at this point is, well, was trying to put all the new executable, replace the executables. And as part of putting the executables in the bin, when it does that, make a long story short, EDC update also tries to re-export the DDFs, okay, from the database. And sometimes, for some reason, it does happen. When EDC, for some reason or not, was not able to replace the Docu32 executable, then you'll get into a situation like this. Actually, that's a situation where anytime you're trying to open EDC and the executable is not at the same level as the DB level, then you get a message like that, and it tells you here, the application is that level, the database is that level. These levels have to match. So that tells me right here that, it's still using the old Docu32 now. It's trying to, and which we can see right here anyway. 570, that's the old one. We're updating to 610 here. So not a big deal when that happens. We'll re-export the DDFs later. It's kind of cool that you're seeing all the problems right here, right now, because we're going to have a solution for all that. So click OK here. Okay, there's an error, blah, blah, blah. Next thing it tries to do is update the dictionary. That seems to work fine. Sometimes there is a problem with that too, but I mean, if it happens, I'm not going to discuss it here. If it happens, go talk to Michelle or Jeff. All right, click OK here. Here we go. And then I get my log saying, everything is done, everything's cool. Except, you have to be renaming that file and that file. It will always say to rename the executable, the update. I mean, update exe. This one you can just completely delete from the folder. You don't need that file after the fact. The Docu32 one is the one that was not able to be replaced, and that's why we got that error in the first place of the DB level. So that's cool. It's not a big deal. I'm just going to close that now. So let's find that famous Docu32 that was giving us problems. Here it is, right? I got to replace that one with this one. And that's one of the things it does, is when it can't replace it, it will still put the file in there, but it's going to rename the exe with .ex pound, So I'm going to try to delete that manually with just my delete key on the keyboard, see what happens. See? It says that I can't. Usually when you can't like that, it's because there's something else somewhere that has a lock on it. Those locks can be tricky to undo. Um, the easiest way really is just to reboot the server. That'll take care of it. But um, sometimes, for any reason, if you can't uh, reboot your server or you're not able to, um, again, you could try to find that place in Windows where you can find the open files, which, to be honest, I don't even know where that is. Whenever I find it, I always feel I'm lucky. I don't really know where it is. So I'm not going to rely on that. At this point, I would probably just reboot their server. But let's say that I can't reboot the server for any reason. There's a little utility online you can use, although it doesn't work all the time. I don't know if I should tell you about that. Oh, what the heck. Let's try it. It's called Unlocker. Unlocker 32, I think. I've used that before in the past. It was working fine for me sometimes when I couldn't take a lock out. I use Unlocker and it was working for me. This yeah, this update is taking longer than it was supposed to. Oh, I don't really want to do that though. I don't like installing things on servers as much as possible. Um, so let's try to delete it again. No, it doesn't want to. I hate that. Oh, let's see, all processes. Maybe I didn't do that. Oh, here it is. That guy has it open there. Well, too bad for him. Bye. Okay, he's out. Okay, now I can probably delete it, no problem. And yes, I can. So there was someone using EDC somehow. Maybe I did my update too early. I said I was going to do it at 6:30. Oh well, sorry. Don't do that. Okay, so Docu32 now is replaced. Jeez, I might get a call for that. But anyway, okay, and my update at the end there, it's there. I mean, I can leave it there. It's no worries. Okay, so EDC is updated at this point. Ready to go for the new one. If I want to verify it, and I do need to verify it anyway, so I'm going to open it straight from here. Okay, view about. Yeah, I'm at 610. Everything is good. We're all happy. Let's go in management, system information. There's a new setting in here. I'm going to edit that. And because, of course, we got the new DB install, so I need to go here and I could put probably the machine name, but I always put the IP address now because it has to be the same as what you've put in your Mongo config, right? And the Mongo config was saying it's an IP address, not a machine name, so I'm putting that there with that standard port. So that's pretty much all I need to do at this point here. Click OK here, save that. And now at this point, if there is any images on the server or anything, it's going to try to convert it now as soon as I start my RPC server. Right? And what I can do as well before I do that, what I usually do is I go in inventory in the reports. We have a special report that you can import that, and you do it that way. That will tell you the status of the conversion of the edocs and all that. And it's that guy here, 121. So I'm going to download that. Right? Now I'm just going to run that just to have an idea how many images or edocs they have in store. Ooh, this ain't working. I wonder why. It should really be working though. Why isn't it working? Oh, I know why. That's true. Hey, good point. Remember earlier on when we updated, there was that error there that the DB level was not right. And so what it actually does at this point is it's trying to, export the DDF, as I was saying. And now because it was not able to update the DDFs, the new report doesn't work. The DDFs need to be updated for that. So I'm going to do that right now. Right click on the shortcut properties. And at the end of the command line here, I'm just going to add export DDF equals yes. And when I start EDC again, it's going to export all the DDFs. You'll see that. Well, it was very quick, but it's done. So now I can just remove it back from the command line so it doesn't do it all the time. I know I'm going fast, but that's why there's a video. You can rewind it and look at it again. Okay. Do it again now this time. I'm going to try to run that report again. And I'm trying to be fast too now because my video is running pretty long. I don't want my video to die on me. Because we're all done really. So go to report, see if my migration status, what it looks like. Oh, here we go. Oh, they have nothing. They got 2 images. That's going to be really fast. Close this. So now I can safely start my 2 services. And I can actually download, erase that as well now. My downloads. Okay. Start my 2 services up. This one was not started at first initially. I was wondering why. Anyway, it's starting now. I guess it's good. Okay, start my order monitor as well. Okay, and starting my Tomcat back. Okay. Here we go. All the services are up. Looking good. I can shut the services down now. And now if I look back at my report, it should have actually probably right away converted my 2 images I had. No, it's still there. Oh well, might take a second and a half to happen. Okay. Right. Now my next thing I need to do is update the web. So management, system information, all the information from the previous deploy should still be there. It should be just a question of next kind of thing. Let's do that. Let's try it out. Just straight up. See if it works. It should, really. Unless they've changed something drastically on the server. Yeah, works. Cool. Okay, I'm going to minimize that now and just double check that the web is indeed working. and it's at the right version. Because, oh yeah, enable, please. Oh, this is taking so long. It says it can't find it. I think it's because it's calling 8080 here. They may have been on standard port before, I don't know. Internet Explorer is, I don't like it. Okay, now to know the real version, make sure this is right. I go rc web like that .ver. Remember the RCW is capital. Tomcat is case sensitive even under Windows. And yes, I got 610 for the web here, so that's all good. We're all happy. Everything seems updated. Services started. Mongo's running. The web is running. Now these guys have to update their PDTs at this point before they can reuse EDC again. This should have been already told to them before the update, but what I'm going to do now, I'm going to close the video. I'm going to email the customer telling them the update is done. They need to update the PDTs. And at this point, I already have a PDT 6.1, firmware zip file in the temp of DocuData here that I can send them a link to, or I can point them to their server just to get the firmwares in the bin. And with an extra, information, and I just send them the documentation online on how to update. Usually it's fine. Usually they can do it on their own. If they have a problem, I'm sure they'll call back tomorrow, get some help on updating their PDTs. But in general, pretty straightforward. So we'll see if they call back or not. And I think that's pretty much the end of it. So that was part 2. That's it. If you have questions, send an email to my email or to support, really. Okay, bye.